This story is called the Pinckney Treaty with Spain. The word Pinckney is a last name. Two men with that last name have been involved in South Carolina politics and American politics for a long time. In fact, Charles Cotesworth Pinckney is a signer of the Declaration of Independence. So that's where the name comes from, because Mr. Pinckney is going to help work out a treaty with Spain that'll solve a problem America has. That problem involves, well, dead donkeys. Remember our dead donkey yesterday in the story of the Whiskey Rebellion? In the Whiskey Rebellion, Western Pennsylvania farmers wanted to transport goods across the Appalachian Mountains to Philadelphia, but they couldn't because it was just too hard. Americans living west of the Appalachians really need to use the Mississippi River for trade, and so we don't want to have to wear out our poor little donkeys and make them die as they cross the Appalachians trying to carry products to the east. In case you're worried about this little donkey in the picture, I don't think he's really dead. He's actually just scratching his back on the ground. So here's our problem. All this Northwest territory up here and Kentucky and Tennessee, people are moving there. They're becoming close to being ready to be states, but it's too hard to move our products across the Appalachian Mountains to get them to the east. So people have to put their products on boats and sail them down the Ohio and Mississippi rivers, across Louisiana, out through New Orleans and around Florida up to the East Coast. That's a lot of miles, takes a lot of time, has a lot of dangers, but it's actually easier than moving products across the Appalachians. Our difficulty is we don't control this area right here. Spain does. And so as people are moving their products down the Ohio and Mississippi rivers, that's fine where America controls that territory. But where we get to New Orleans and we don't control it, we've got problems. So America wants to work out a treaty that would allow us to use the Mississippi and the port of New Orleans in Spanish territory. But anytime you make a treaty, you have to give something up to get a deal done. What would the cost be? Would Spain demand something that we could not possibly do? Compromise is necessary. Both sides need something that's good for them to come to an agreement. And this actually works out really, really well. If you see that area in the yellow box, there is some area that Spain wanted from us to connect Spanish Florida to Spanish Louisiana and Texas. And so the treaty is going to be a success. America can use the lower Mississippi and the port of New Orleans. We just give Spain some land to connect Spanish Florida to Spanish Texas and the land west of the Mississippi. And that works out really well for everybody. America has use of the Mississippi River. Spain gets some land to connect two different areas that they already had, and that works out really, really well. The Pinckney Treaty is a great success. This will also limit the number of dead donkeys caused by slow mountain transportation. So there you go. You've got several stories about America's problems. Some of them work out well for us. Some of them really don't.